is Dubai the right place to actually start the business up? So what's the mindset behind that? What keeps you going through all of this?
If Peter is not, the backbone of the firm, we would have already fallen apart.
You're wasting your time working at an agency that's not giving you what you want. What would be your single most unique client success story? So we have Mr. Danish Fernando today on our first ever podcast. So welcome to the podcast, Danish. He's our head of client relationship here at Plan My Firm. Myself, Mohammad Azan. I'm the head of marketing here. And today we both came over to do a little podcast session to talk about the unique aspects about Plan My Firm. So without further ado, let's move forward, shall we, Danny?
Definitely, let's go.
Right. So the first question I want to shoot at you, very simple, very brief, is what is actually Plan My Firm?
Right. So, Plan My Firm is a very unique company, I would say, right now in the industry in terms of business consultancy. So, like I said, Plan My Firm is a business consulting firm which helps individuals, entrepreneurs, or as current business owners scale up their business, their existing businesses, or else also start up if they want start a new venture. So we nurture our clients. We be throughout their whole journey in terms of how they grow their business and what they do with their business. So basically, we have a fully fledged team here in Dubai who's always there 24/7, I would say, to help our clients and reach their potential.
And people oftentimes mistake us for just being a business center.
Yes.
And apart from that, I verily believe that we are essentially a company that literally handholds an entrepreneur to put their roots in Dubai. So if anybody thinks that we're a business center solely and we're just giving office spaces, I think so that's a big misconception.
Yeah, because
right?
we have literally everything which is required to go on with their business.
Agreed. Recently, we have touched upon many entrepreneurs, and they had the same, a question when they came to us. Is this like an office space, or are you guys giving that? And I was a bit confused. I'm like, okay, let Danny handle that part. So how was your
So
experience?
let me tell you that. So Legal House is our parent company, and we had Plan My Firm as a subsidiary as well.
Yeah.
So, but then Legal House is more of a corporate law firm, while Plan My Firm was only handling the business center, basically just solely for the business center. But then we came up with the idea, why not make Plan My Firm the whole aspect, whole thing about business consultancy and helping individuals,
Make it the front.
Yes, the front, make it the bigger brand.
Right.
And then Plan My Firm broke out of Legal House.
Yeah.
And now we are at the verge of making Plan My Firm the bigger brand.
Then Legal House itself.
Yes.
Agreed. And truly, it has been a remarkable journey. And the way we expanded in the last 2 months is outright mind-blowing. Sometimes I'm thinking, I'm at home, like, we have grown substantially. We were a 3 to 4 people team at Plan My Firm specifically.
Definitely,
and now
definitely.
It's like 25 people in like
Yes.
3 months.
We grew very substantial. Like, it was crazy.
But I think so on that basis, we also had a lot of, issues, and we also ran into some troubles. But nonetheless, that what makes us different is that we actually jumped all over those issues and resolved them. And recently, because of the rains, people have been really, really questioning that is the Dubai the right place to actually start the business up? And I know it's actually really, really original to be skeptic right now. It's a human act, and it's human nature. So the answer to them would be that this was a natural disaster. It's not in one's hand to control things.
Yep.
And the unique part about Dubai is the way they bounced back. If we were talking about any other country, underdeveloped, be it even in the subcontinent, right, it would have been taken at least weeks to get things going back to the way they were. Dubai merely took 48 hours, 3 days maybe, 2 days to get things back the way they were. So if you think that a natural disaster or something might stop you from coming to Dubai and saying, all right, not the place for my business to be, I think so. You're at a huge mistake there. What do you think?
Definitely, because the way Dubai bounced back out of a huge flood, which was that was like what 1 year worth of rain in just one day.
Agreed.
That's crazy, to even know about, such thing.
Yeah.
And the way, Dubai bounced back on that in just, a couple of days was amazing.
And communities helping each other, not only
Definitely,
the
yeah.
authorities.
I saw so many people, helping, others, pull out their, tow their cars. Some people, sharing food.
Yeah.
It was something, good to, see.
It was definitely a sight that you don't see every day. And again, a lot of people they just went on it that okay, Dubai was not ready for this. All right, they call themselves very structurized. What happened to this? Again, this answer is going to be the same. It's a natural disaster. You cannot control things, but nonetheless, the way Dubai bounced back, it was phenomenal.
Amazing,
And the
amazing.
best part, Plan My Fam, even in the it was raining hard. I still remember getting a call from you 2 p.m. And then he says to me, Azan, it's raining, but I gotta go for a meeting, man. How do I go? And I'm like, Danny, stop, work from home. And he's like, no, I'm gonna go. And I saw you going out there and you pushing yourself out in the rain. So that's really a sight that you see with business consultants. So what's the mindset behind that? What keeps you going through all of this?
So the first reason as to always the mindset is my boss, basically Peter, the CEO. That's the guy who's, driving us into the right direction. He'll always, push you to the limits, but at the end of the day, he'll pat your back and be like, Danny, this is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do. That motivates you, Azan. That the motivation he gives and the motivation he gives to the team is crazy. Like, if Peter is not, the backbone of the firm, you would have already fallen apart long time back. But the motivation and, the commitment he has towards the business and the way he pushes us to make us better people and, make us better consultants to help others is phenomenal.
He's very ambitious. Like when you sit with that, like when you're sitting with him for, let's say, even a cup of coffee, he really pushes you into a conversation, and it actually shows how much invested he is personally into what's actually happening. Because you and I, we've both worked in different firms. No offense, but the bosses, they don't want to be a part of everything. They want to be on borderline, right? So Peter, he wants to know what's happening, why is it not happening, and what's the issue, and he resolves those issues by himself. So it's outright mind-blowing the way he keeps us on our toes and the competition he creates at our workplace, and he never lets us feel that we're comfortable.
Yeah, and then you if you ask him if he has a work-life balance, if he has friends outside of work, he'll be like, my clients are the friends.
Yeah.
That's how committed he is. So basically, Plan My Firm is his home.
Agreed. Yeah. That's his life.
That's his life. He's
Literally
living
his
for
life,
it.
Yeah. That day when in the meeting he said, Azan, I asked him, I said, boss, you go out on the weekends. He says, Azan, my life revolves around this company and I live and die with it. So having that, again, I agree with you, that mindset is
Yes. And
mind-blowing.
also, I would like to ask you, Azan, what was you joined Plan My Firm, right? What was your first impression when you joined Plan My Firm? How did you join?
So I never had a conventional interview. It was a very, I don't know, it was really odd. So I come to Peter in regards to have just a meeting, to talk about his brand presence online, what he was doing, the usual social media aspect, and I'm sitting with him. And Peter has that certain charisma to himself. When he sits with you, he woos you for a second. And I think so that's a part of being an entrepreneur. He has that. And at basics, he is a core salesman. He knows how to capture an individual. So I sat with him and I said, okay, these are the things that need some working. And he says to me, okay, Azan, I like what you're doing. I like what you're working. You're wasting your time working at an agency that's not giving you what you want. Okay?
Yep.
I see the potential in you. Come join and work for me. And Danny, I'm sitting there in awe that I'm actually, I have no words. It's a really Bollywood kind of thing for me. And I'm sitting there and all of a sudden, he gives me an offer and I hop on board. So it was the impression was that my boss is a risk taker, that Peter has the ability to take a leap of faith. And he has the brawn and the guts to put trust in an individual and his skills.
Definitely.
So that was my first impression, all in all. What about you?
Well, mine is unique as well. See, so I joined way before you joined, right?
Yeah.
So I was at Legal House. But when I went for the interview, so Peter told me his vision, what he wanted to do. See, me as a person, I've worked in, multinational brands like, HSBC, Standard Chartered, and, there's Asiata groups. And being in multinationals, I've always, thought about, staying in the multinational, staying in the big players. But then when I met Peter, he told me about, his vision on how he's going to, make Plan My Firm the big brand, which everyone will be talking about, and
From the
everyone,
scratch, literally.
exactly, everyone, the place where every entrepreneur would want to go to set up their business and, do their whole thing about scaling up. Me as a person, I loved his the way he spoke to me, the charisma, the way he motivated to, basically reach what the company wants was amazing. So that's one reason, why I'm in Plan My Firm right now, and I'm looking for, so many years forward. So
And yeah, at times we get overwhelmed. I remember leaving at 7:30, 8:30, and we're sitting down together and we're like, okay, Hazan, okay, Danny, what's happening with this? We're sleeping at 12 in the night. And then, so at times you do get overwhelmed, but at the end of the day, it comes back to you,
that's a
Hazan.
good thing actually,
Yeah.
because you keep yourself occupied. I mean, you wouldn't know what and how the day
We
passes.
barely look at the
Yeah,
watch now, do
exactly.
we? Right? We're
Exactly.
sitting together, we barely look at the watch. And actually, it's really interesting to work here because every single day there's something new to conquer. Every single day there's a new problem. And I don't have an issue with having problems because it actually helps me, push my skills.
I mean, what would you learn if you are not challenged, right? I would always, love to have a challenge than, rather than, just sit in one place and do just what you're asked to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Danish Brennan Fernando. So, the next and the foremost question that I have is the most common misconception people have when it comes to setting up a business in Dubai.
Yes. So right now, so there's so many clients who have spoken to me. I've met a lot of them, and the first thing that they would tell me is, you know what, there's so many scams happening. That is the basic, or is the most, the biggest misconception what people have in their minds right now. Because obviously there's a lot of, player companies who are into business consultancy, but
Competitors, yeah.
doesn't do what they are supposed to do. They take your money, they say they'll do this and that, but at the end of the day, there's no money, the job is not done, and the client is not happy. And then, there are clients who, so, like I said, we were legal house. People call us to ask for legal advice on how they could, sue these people. And we're like, okay, come, let's meet up. Our boss, CEO, is also a lawyer. Let's have a chat with him. Then we have taken things from there forward.
That's the big thing. Yeah, again, we've always kept ourselves very transparent.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys working, and I really like the way you give a mirror to the client, a see-through mirror in which you show them everything that's happening, and the way you keep them at bay with whatever they require. But again, what all it comes down to a single thing is the relationship
Yep.
with the people and how they come back. Again, Plan My Film is not only just a business setup company, we are a business community. Entrepreneurs within a community that help together, help each other to grow. So that is perhaps the big thing. And what would be your single most unique client success story?
Well, there's a lot, man, if I'm to talk about that, but
Talk about a successful business consultant, aren't I?
well, there's a lot. I mean, see, that's a question which is very vast. I can't even remember, man. See, okay, so I came across this client who very recently wanted to, open up an automotive, basically a service station in Dubai. The guy lives in the UK, and he wanted to invest big, basically, throw money. He had the money to, throw, but and he was also, willing to go ahead with us. So myself and Peter came in, and we basically did the consultation on with him, and we understood that him spending money just get what he wanted wasn't the right thing. He knew what he wanted, but we thought that he can also do it in a much more effective way, and we advised him on what needs to be done. So in terms of the licensing, and in terms of the way he, they found a place to, have the service station, the equipments and everything was, we were like, you know what, you just lay back, we'll do everything for you,
Yeah.
and then if you're happy, you can pay us. If not,
Totally your choice.
yeah, totally your choice.
Yeah.
We did everything and gave him a complete fully fledged proposal on how it should be done, and the client was stunned. He was like, he spoke to Peter, and Peter's like, he's like, I did not know that this can be done by in this way, but I can't thank you guys enough for advising
7
me
days, I believe. Everything done within 7 days
within
almost.
7 days.
Yeah, and I remember him talking to you and saying, "All right, somebody's giving me a timeline for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I don't have that much time." Again, he was like established individual,
See,
so
how we did it within 7 days is because, see, we also should know, everyone should know that Plan My Firm is basically an ecosystem. Like we all already mentioned earlier, we were a business center, and that business center has literally each and every industry. If you're talking about real estate, there's real estate. If there's digital marketing, there's digital marketing. If it's
HR consultancy,
HR
agencies,
consultancy,
yeah.
you literally have
It's
everything.
a community of entrepreneurs.
Exactly. So we were having this meeting at office in the meeting room with the client, and when he told us, Peter straight up called this guy from another real estate company, and he was like, Farhan, so the guy's name is Farhan, this is what the client wants, why don't you go check for these places, and I need an update within 2 days. It did not take 2 days, it was just one day, and he was fasting as well, just for your information, during Ramadan.
Yeah.
One day I get a ton of pictures of the places where it's for sale, and the client can choose to set up their service station. So
Again, a single hub for everything.
everything.
Yeah, that's a practically very grand, and I really like our work ethic, man. It's I don't mean to boast, but again, it's very different to what other companies are doing. I've been in the industry for 4 years as well. It's really unique how the upper management and Peter himself keeps us on our toes.
Definitely. So Azan, how do you think a brand should market themselves in Dubai? You being the marketing head, what's your perspective on that?
I would simply say in Dubai, content is king. Truly speaking, I have not seen content blow up organically on Instagram or on social media the way it does in Dubai. So if you're a brand starting up right now in Dubai, whatever it be, maybe it can be a small boutique at the corner of the road, I heavily suggest investing in short form content on Instagram. Number one, it's free marketing. Instagram does all the work. You just have to have the right production team that does the job. And I've seen realtors doing it, luxury car rental companies doing it right now, car dealerships doing it right now. So if you are an individual who has, is trying to market their product or perhaps their service as well, I heavily suggest that you push yourself towards the short form content phase on Instagram, specifically Reels. What do you think about that?
Definitely, because right now, see, digital or else technology is the way forward. So it's a pretty simple answer.
Agreed. And Danny, the one question that I have is if you had to choose one industry as an entrepreneur, like let's say, assuming, to invest in Dubai, from your personal opinion, personal perspective, what would that be?
Okay, my personal opinion. Look, Azan, I love cars. I'm not gonna say invest on something related to automotives, because see, Dubai. We get a lot of inquiries or else a lot of questions. People asking, see, why don't you tell us, on what industry we have to invest? Because people have no idea. Some people, they want to start something, but they don't know what to start, right? So I would say there's no specific industry. Dubai is a business hub. It's just that, you need to have a clear understanding as to what you want and what you're good at and how you're going to, implement that. It's just a leap of faith that you need to, take and, start your business. If you think that you're good at digital marketing, go for it. If you think that you want to start something related to automotive, go for it. You want to be a banker? You want to, start a bank? Go for it if you have the money, definitely. Because there's no such business or industry saying, it's bad.
No limitation here as well.
There's no limitation because you literally have everything in Dubai.
Agreed, agreed.
In terms of support, the economy, the quality of living, you literally have everything. And there's so many, foreign investors. The community is so diverse because you'll find, people from Europe, Asia, from
It's the hub of the world. Everybody is here.
everybody is there.
And I actually also see you being the founder of a car dealership because petrol heads.
Petrol heads.
They-
Back at you, back at you.
Yeah, actually, come on, who doesn't like a V10, right?
Definitely
So I really think in the future, I am seeing Danny moving somewhere, having his own dealership.
I would love to.
Yeah. So Danny, how do you think that Dubai's business landscape will evolve or change in the next couple of years?
Okay, for example, Azan, you see, if you talk about statistics, last year alone, Dubai have had over 30,000, 33 something thousand businesses registered in that state alone. And that itself shows, the direction when it comes to business that Dubai is heading to. So, like I've always told you, Dubai is the business hub. There'll be so many investors who will be coming in, and there's a diverse community, and people would always want, even the people who are retired would always, want to, come and live the Dubai dream. Back then, it used to be the American dream. Now it's the Dubai dream, right? You see, for example, even people from Canada, they're currently, because of maybe they are having a little bit of a crisis, people are moving out, the Canadians.
Even in the UK, I see.
Even the UK, definitely. And their main location for them to, come down and settle down is Dubai. And I've seen, for example, even a few of my cousins, and those people, come and invest. So on an economic perspective, Dubai is already in a completely, stable place.
Plus, on that part as well, the travel part, the tourism part, it's the
tourism.
number one place. It's actually really affordable. I've got people from Pakistan coming here, almost, influencers and everybody. This is the go-to spot for them to come. So when you know that there's a lot of tourism in a single place, there's a lot of room for trade.
Yes,
So
definitely.
trade means profit as well. Trade means anything. So investors, again, right now the real estate market is booming right now in Dubai. So I think so in the next couple of years, we will be seeing a completely different image of Dubai when it comes to, again, economically, as well as business statistics. People will be pushing out a lot of money in this place. And we certainly will be competing with Saudi Arabia because they're also investing a lot.
If you also see, like, I've seen, Middle East investing a lot in sports. If for example, if I'm to talk about, Cristiano Ronaldo is in Saudi Arabia, Dubai will probably be the next hub or destination, where they'll be like, okay, you know what? Saudi Arabia can do this, we can do it better.
Formula One.
Exactly. Abu
Formula
Dhabi.
One. Abu Dhabi GP, come on. I am really excited for that. Plus, you see right now they're doing AI-driven Formula cars.
Yeah, yes.
They've done a Grand Prix for that as well. So again, it is going to be an ecosystem of entertainment, business, as well as people, again, that want to just have a good time. It'll always be that place.
For sure,
and,
yes.
I grew up in this place. I've seen it become that part, So agreed, in the next couple of years, it's going to be a big leap for Dubai in all aspects.
Definitely.
So the next question would be, what's the most rewarding part about, helping someone set up a business in Dubai? For you specifically.
So, Azan, the most rewarding part I would say is, look, I've seen a lot of businessmen, right? But then the most rewarding part is to see a person who you know, a person who you have consulted, a person who has, come to you when they needed, flourishing in terms of business, growing their business, seeing their company get bigger and bigger. That feeling is amazing. And you as a marketing person, you might have, already spoken to a lot of people in terms of,
Tell me more about it.
exactly. Yeah. So that feeling is itself rewarding, because I always, love to
It starts with the question, how can I set up my business in Dubai? It starts with an idea, and that idea is like maybe that person has some aspirations,
Yeah.
and he comes to you with a dream, and that's what like Peter says, Azan. We are building dreams here. All right, don't consider them as just people or just as clients.
So
Consider them
like
as people who are ambitious.
exactly like he always says, look, we are not here to take people's money and then run away. We are here to help them out and then grow with them, because like Peter always says, we are building an ecosystem and we are growing. We are currently located in India. We have franchises
Yeah.
there, right? And then
Saudi Arabia,
Saudi
Abu
Arabia,
Dhabi, we're going as
and then we
well.
are also looking at
Yeah, and
Singapore, Malaysia.
Turkey as well.
Yes.
We're pushing towards that. And he has a very specific statement that he mentions to me is that Azan, people know how to start a business in Dubai, but not know how to sustain it. And that is a very, very big part of PMF.
So that's a huge statement. I mean, you need the right people around you to guide you on how to run a business and tell you what needs to be done.
Agreed. But on the other hand, Danny, it always comes down to the mindset.
Yep.
Peter has that go-getting mindset. He has been there with us from day one. He sits with us 3 hours, 4 hours. Sometimes we sit with him and time just goes like it comes out of the void. So the way he said that is on people who know how to sustain a business, I'll be able to teach them with the community. Example, an entrepreneur who's in a loss can sit down with an entrepreneur who's actually growing. They can exchange information.
Yes.
They can talk about
Yes.
stuff. Plan My Firm is about building a community where you don't have that gap between a competitor. Maybe a competitor can sit down with you someday.
See, also another thing is like, Peter is a huge risk taker. I'm not saying a successful businessman who is not a risk taker. If you need to, be successful in your business, you need to take risk. It's just a leap of faith, Azan. Just a leap of faith.
And a lot of business owners, as we speak right now, are very hesitant.
Hesitant, yeah.
Very
They're
hesitant.
skeptical.
Very skeptical. They have the funds, they have the idea, and they know it'll work. But they just have that one single thing stopping them. Can I do it? That can I do it? It's not the first time that I've talked to some people about this. It has been happening to my friends as well. Solid business idea, something that can change the way they do things. Because it's not an idea, it's their whole career
Yes.
in some way, right? They've poured down into one idea.
Yep.
And having that hesitance is like, can I even do it? That is where Plan My Firm comes in. We remove that hesitance. We show you the road, because we know how the Middle East is, how Dubai is itself. So we show you the ropes and we let you climb it. It's as simple as that. And recently, I was we were running some campaigns and some ads. We got people from India. We literally got college students reaching out to us, and they're saying that I want to start up a business. And Peter, on the other hand, would says, help them. Doesn't mean if they're college students, help them. They're entrepreneurs. So this is the idea behind Plan My Firm that I absolutely love. And at times when you're working somewhere, you have to drag yourself out of bed. You get where I'm coming from, right? It just drains you.
Yep.
But every morning you get up, you're like, okay, I got something new to deal with. I got somebody new to talk to, and I've got a boss that's going to show me. And he texts me that day. He says, I'm really, 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 happy that you're working with me, and I'm really looking forward to your career personally. And these small bits about him and about Plan My Firm keeps me. It's just the one thing that keeps me pushing myself. Same goes for you as well, right?
Yep.
Or has it been something really
It's
different?
pretty much the same, man.
Yeah,
It's pretty much the same.
building the teams and having that community, growing all in all. So, you got any other questions?
Yes. So my question to you is, see, you're from marketing,
For me? Yeah.
right? I'm from sales. What is the most challenging situation you have come across in a conversation between the sales and marketing team?
Convincing you people. Convincing that some things are not in our hands. Oh my God. It is like a war zone with you. One bullet coming from your side, one bullet coming from my side. And I love it. I don't know. It just doesn't make things boring.
Yes, that's what keep us going.
Keeps us going, man. But again, I also have sales experience. But the sales at Plan My Firm is not sales. It's not very conventional sales. It's a challenge. But the most what I would say the most challenging part was convincing the execs that if you're getting a lead that is, not according to your standard, it's not in my hands. I know who I'm showing the ad to. I can't control who's
but
typing
then
it.
we are eventually we were able to
Figure it
talk
out.
and figure things out, and finally now things are back up and running.
I love the place. I have no issues, and I have day one, man. Danny, you, Eamon, we got Calvin, we got Skellen. These people, these. This is a community. This is my home. This is my second home. I spend 12 hours a day. You spend 12 hours a day.
Yeah, man.
What can't we love? Peter's
See,
like a
usually
father.
people they think about running the rat race, the 9 to 5 job. But for me, honestly, I was having this chat with Peter the other day at
Yeah.
around 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. So I sent him a text. I was like, no, he sends me a text and he's like, Danny, what happened to this client? And then I'm like, boss, I'm still at office. Can I get home and I'll let you know about it? And then he comes down and then he's like, you know what, Danny? Let's also get some accommodation. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's gonna go.
Accommodation.
No, not an issue.
Just for the employees, if you want to come stay in the office itself, that's fine.
Exactly. I was in Pakistan recently. I went for vacation, and I'm sleeping. And then I got a call on 1:30 a.m. Hello, Azan. Hi, boss. What's happening? How are you? How's Shahab? How is the digital marketing? Boss, it's 1:30 a.m. We gotta do what we gotta do, Azan. Come on, tell me. And a lot of other people were got offended, but I was that day talking to my dad as well. I'm like, man, this individual, this particular person, he keeps me on my toes. And we've had sessions with him that we question ourselves. Okay, how are we doing even things right? But that's what makes him Plan FM unique. And again, the entrepreneurial community. That's a big thing for me as well. I love networking. Who doesn't want to be a friend of
Exactly.
everybody?
Yes.
You talk to a lot of you've been to a lot of forums I see, right?
Yes, because I think the past couple of months we went quite a few forums, like myself and Peter. And that was a good experience as well because it was more of the C-suite people who we were dealing with, and see the kind of community, the kind of network you get to know is amazing.
Agreed. So again, thank you for your time, Danny, and I really hoped that
You too, Azan. Thank you so much. We should do this, quite often.
I have it in my calendar. You'll be ready for more of this. So I love talking to you. It was a very, very unique experience, and I hope so that this can change a lot of people's mindset about
Definitely.
the way we do business here. All right. I'll see you again, and I'll see you guys again. Thank you.
Thank you.